Good morning, all. I have a not huge, it's 24 inches by 24 inches, 2 feet by 2 feet panel that I'm going to paint another tree painting onto. And I think this could be the last of the individual tree series paintings. I'm going to do one more after this with a group of trees. But this is going to be the white oak tree painting. And in today's video, I basically just kind of want to get this panel prepped. I think that's all I'm going to have time for. But I'll flip the camera around and show you the panel. But first, here's a quick introduction, just in case you're wondering who I am and what this channel is all about. Hi there, I'm Stacy, the encaustic mixed media artist behind Studio Stacy. Encaustic literally means to burn in. So I paint with beeswax and a torch, and because it's mixed media, pretty much anything else I can get my hands on. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Consider subscribing and joining this artsy community. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, which helps me get introduced to more like-minded artsy folks like yourself. All right, here is the panel. As you can see, I have the edges taped already with blue painter's tape, and I have a coat of the R&F gesso, white gesso, encaustic gesso on top by R&F. I also have both of the griddles turned on, the painting palette griddle and the encaustic medium griddle. And I'm really hoping I don't run out of encaustic medium. I think there'll be enough in here, but I think you can tell. We're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel here, and I don't have any more big blocks of encaustic medium. I have more beeswax and damar resin to make more, but I'm hoping I won't have to. We're gonna find out. And then I also, this container here of the white paint, which is slowly melting down in here. But I don't have a lot of this white encaustic white paint either, which I make using said encaustic medium. And so yeah, I'm really hoping I have enough of both, and we're gonna see how this goes. I'm also going to switch out my torch from this smaller head to this much larger head for these first initial layers. And I got this metal tin lid out. It's just a lid that goes on top of these containers. And I never usually use the lids for anything, but because this doesn't have a handle and it sits, quite flat onto the surface, and even though this surface is heat resistant and fireproof, I think if I really laid this metal down on here, I could damage this silicone mat. So I always put it on this metal lid. Even though the metal conducts heat, it's just one step away from ripping right on the silicone. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm gonna get these torches switched out, and yeah, we'll get started. I thought while I prepped this panel, I could chit chat with you a bit about what I have been thinking. And that is because I feel like I'm kind of doing the same paintings here. They're not exactly the same, they're different trees, but they're very similar. I've been kind of tossing it around in my head about doing like a week in the life video, a week in my life video. But I'm not sure if y'all are interested in that. And so I thought we could have a conversation about kind of this quote unquote ordinary life of mine. So that type of video or vlog would kind of be, you'd have a mix of art stuff and kind of what goes on behind the scenes here in a way. And there happen to be some of my favorite YouTube videos to watch. I love kind of taking a look behind the scenes in somebody's life, especially artists' lives. I don't know. I always find it interesting where people live, what they get up to, all of the stuff. But then it kind of has me thinking, like, is my life that interesting? I don't know. I believe many artists, including myself, we have a fear of being normal. We want to stand out. We don't want to be ordinary. There's this fear of being just plain and ordinary as an artist. Like, you want to stand out. You want your artwork to stand out, and you want to be unique and different from everyone else. And I think this idea of an average life is, I don't know, something to be nervous about for some reason. I don't know why. Like, for me personally, I actually really don't like doing completely normal things. Like, I really don't like going to the grocery store. I really don't like leftovers, even though they're convenient. I get very tired of them. And I don't know, like watching the same TV shows over and over and over again, even in a series, I get very bored with that stuff, the normal, average, everyday life stuff. I'm a person that kind of thrives on change. I really like change and get bored easily. However, I'm kind of taking a look at my life here while I'm thinking about filming it. And it's the same routine every day for the most part. You know, like I get up, get on the elliptical, have some breakfast, do some computer work, come to the studio, make dinner, chill out. You know, maybe we'll watch a little TV, maybe we'll read, who knows. Just a chill evening. And then it's a rinse and repeat the very next day. So, I don't know. Is that very exciting? The other thing is, because of my autoimmune, like, I'm not supposed to go into crowded places. So we avoid those, right? We're not going out to bars or sporting events or concerts or pretty much anywhere. Like, we pretty much stay here on the property, and I'm not complaining about that. I just don't know if it's that exciting to film. All right, I think you saw I did end up running out of the encaustic medium, but I did have some small blocks, and I have enough coats on here now. So, phew, got the encaustic medium put down. It's not the smoothest layer of encaustic medium, but it's all fused, and I think it's gonna work great. So next step is encaustic paint. And yeah, we're just gonna continue this conversation here about ordinary life. And in the words of Anne Hathaway, I'm gonna read this or look at this while I tell you, but mellow doesn't always make for a good story, but it makes for a good life. And boy, isn't that the truth. I think in these ordinary moments, you know, you can find inspiration. Like, a lot of times I will find a solution to a painting problem while I'm showering, or I will think of a new technique that I want to use while I'm knitting, or while we're just walking around down our street, or, you know, making dinner. Things will hit you all of a sudden. A painting problem will solve itself. You'll know what color to use. And it's kind of in those ordinary moments sometimes that you have the most brilliant ideas. I have space to think, to dream, and to create. Because I live this ordinary life, there's spaces there to be able to do all of those things. We don't need to be exceptional to live a extraordinary life and create beautiful art. I think the real power is in the slowing down, taking time to cherish just those small little moments that seem like they don't mean much, but just to cherish the tiny little things. There's an immense power in being able to cherish those unremarkable moments. Finding magic in the mundane and truly appreciating those small, quiet moments in daily life. Someone once asked me if I like change so much. How have I been happily married for 25 years? Over 25 years actually now. And I just really think it's about finding the joy in the small moments. I think the answer is just staying curious and figuring out what is interesting to me to make my life happy. And honestly, when I get bored, I make a change. We go on a road trip, or I try a new recipe, or figure out a new paint color to paint with. I just mix it up. Even the slightest little thing can flip my brain to thinking like, oh, you're making a change. Change is good. Just because it's new, right? It's something new, and if the recipe doesn't work out, I can cross that off the list. If the painting doesn't work out, I paint over it. But I'm attempting to make my life interesting and make a change when I need to, even if it's a small one. A few unpredictable moments sprinkled into this ordinary life seems pretty perfect to me right now. And yeah, so I don't know, if you would like a behind the scenes look at my very ordinary, sometimes unpredictable life, please let me know down there below in the comments. Like I said, I am still thinking about doing a week in the life video. I'm just not exactly convinced on it, so I would love your opinion. Are you all interested, or do you just want to see me paint? All right, all, I think that's it for this one. It's a very short and sweet video. I would like to know what is something ordinary, or that other people would think ordinary in your life that you love. Let me know down there below in the comments, along with letting me know if you would like to see parts of my ordinary life. Before I let you go for this one, I thought I would show you a few snippets of the 365-day project I'm doing, or I'm taking a picture from the same spot. And I thought this was kind of fitting to go with this video, because hopefully you'll be able to see some teeny tiny small changes as we progress through this year. I'm finding it really interesting. Thought you might as well. So look for, I don't know, some extraordinary moments in these ordinary pictures here. I will catch you on the next one. Thank you so very, very, very much for joining me. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.